Wonderful. Come over here. New window. Wonderful. We're live. We're trying this whole experiment again. So there's gonna be some music, there's some relaxing, and we're hopefully going to have a good time. We're just gonna be stitching. We're just gonna be stitching away. I have no idea how long I'm gonna be doing this for. That's okay. New setup. This is the new setup with the mic with improved audio. Because when we did our Subnautica stream, the audio was pretty bad. Like, I couldn't even watch the full rest of the Let's Play. It was so bad. Which is a shame, because there was some neat stuff that happened on that Let's Play. Does it count as a Let's Play? Alright, we're gonna have to turn this a little bit. Still working out the fine details of the camera. It's a learning curve. It's 100% a learning curve. For me personally, see, I gotta have this more towards me. Which means I gotta tilt this more that way. There we go. Just to make it easier to stitch with. Okay. So in the meantime, yeah, we'll just enjoy this music. I normally start my loop from the bottom, but in this case, starting from the top works fine. I'm on a little desk stand, little Velcro Potoki stand, and I think I'm harder on my threads than I thought. I always thought that I had like 0 to no tension, but actually now that I'm thinking about it, I think I have much stronger pull. Not tension, like my loop, my hoop is pretty... You can see it's pretty wiggly. It's not tight, it's not tension in the hoop. But my pull is pretty hard. Pull my threads hard. Oop, bump. I'm sure that was great. Saw a notification there, but I didn't see what it was. It went away too fast. Mark off from the pattern here. Again, I'm hitting things. I don't mean to be hitting things. I'm just still adjusting to... Okay, so that's marked. These are marked, so next it's gonna be... basically 2 down, 2 over, so... Park it there. Notifications all over the place. Oh. I'm all looking around for my phone. Like, I heard a notification on my phone. Okay, so it looks like I need to finish my... I need to fix that bitrate thing again. It's okay. Moving on to different color. Oh wow, there's a whole bunch of this color. Pitch a loop. The reason why thread pulls are the best. Thread drops are the best. I'm so glad that I was properly introduced to thread pulls. I used to have bobbins before this, and I think I'm gonna end up quoting Teresa and Karen Needlebug a lot. I can't help it; they're huge influences. But I think Teresa said it best when she says, "All the winding and unwinding. It's I've got a problem with all that winding. I just don't like it." That might not be quite an exact quote, but it's gonna be very, very close. Loop. Doesn't help if you miss the loop. This is a bit loose, but it's okay. Catch the loop. Combo parking, parking cross country, I guess. Might do this for a bit. Do Power World later. Power World is a fun game. I was actually getting some rounds done on Pokemon Arceus Legends, which I had not finished. But I heard that Pokemon Legends Z was coming out, and I was like, well, shoot, I better make sure I at least finish the story. And then I finished the story, and then I saw some other things like, oh, you could complete this and you could complete that, and I was like, heck yeah, I'll complete that. I'll check everything off the to-do list. And then there were a couple of side quests, and I thought, heck yeah, I'll complete the side quests. And the next thing I know, all of Sunday was gone, and there was even more story. Whoop, 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 whoop. It's gonna look fine when it's framed, I think. Alright, so we did all this and all that. Before we head off, we're gonna do this little guy in the corner up here. Before we head off. Probably should have done him first, but choices were made. Choices were made. Okay, so now I need to decide whether I come down here or come up here. I think I'm actually gonna come down here. I'm gonna do like an up down up down. I do think I may need to stop and fix my tension. It feels off. Almost need another needle minder off to the side here just to mine those extra threads that are hanging out, those parked threads. Yep, we're gonna be heading in. Interesting. Oh, I'm 1, 2, 1. That's right. Okay. This way. having notifications go off on my phone, but I don't know what they are because my phone is actually my camera. So there's just random blipping. So we're gonna do those 2, 3, those. Is that actually 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it was 5, wasn't it? And then let's do this one. Let's do these 2. And then upward. It's just 2, and then there's a break in between. Which is this guy right here, actually, probably. Oop, bump. I apologize. I'm thinking the audio is in general going to be a lot better, though. Okay, and then we're going to go up here. Oh, I lost. Lost something. What did I lose? Oh no. That explains what the blipping was about anywho. So, yeah, my phone decided that there was a software update that needed doing, and by golly, there's also an alarm. That is an alarm. Okay. Just note to self, if you're using your phone as your camera, it comes with consequences. Those consequences being that it's still your phone and all the other things you've got going on. But yeah, no, it decided to cut out the camera because my phone was like, hey, there's a software update. Better update. Gonna update? I bet you want to update. Hey, look, there's an update. Bet you didn't know there was an update. And I'm thinking, yes, camera. Yes, phone. I get it. There's an update. I hear you. Phone was like, no, update now. What? You mean it's not normal for people to anthropomorphize their inanimate objects? And give them personality traits? Oh, that's just me? Okay. Alright, so moving back over to this little old color. Let's see, we did the 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. And that should allow us to finish off this color, as a matter of fact. There we go. That looks right. Oop, bump. Excuse me. Sorry. The microphone is kind of sort of right next to my hand, so her propensity for it getting bumped is clearly way too high. I need to find a way to move it. I'm still messing with the input gain. I think what caused my audio to be all kinds of jacked in the last Subnautica that I did was the input gain was too low. I was too worried about, oh no, see, I need to go up. I was too worried about the fan coming in. So if you watch the audio levels, the fan actually looks like it's coming in really strong, but then when you actually go back and watch it as a human with human ears, it doesn't sound like it's coming in that strong. But anyways, I was worried about the fan and other things, and I had it set for the same settings that OBS was originally set at, but basically the input gain I think was just way too low. So it wasn't picking up anything, and then it was over picking up other things. It was just weird. Pretty sure that's it, but so we're confident about that. And then this should be, I know what this should be. question is it? Is it what it is, or is it what it should be? Because I did have a couple of mess ups last time. Oh, I think we're good. I think that's exactly what it should be. Yep. Yeah, nope, that's 100% what that color is. That is what it should be. Excellent. Never hurts to double check, though. Usually I try to avoid parking too much if I can. I don't like all the loose threads being everywhere. I really don't. It drives me crazy, but I can only count so far accurately before I run the risk of it being inaccurate. And rather than risk that, I just go ahead and deal with the parking. I kind of have to take each color and each jump as I go. Like, this is a pretty extreme jump, actually. Going from down here to up here is kind of longer than I normally would, but considering I'm at the tail end of the project and that is the last stitch of that color and it'll get covered up with another color, I will make exceptions to the rule. So I'm going to flip around and tucking in. I'm usually not too worried when it comes to tucking in my threads. I've almost never had any problems with threads coming out. So I try not to worry too hard about it. I don't have issues with threads coming undone or anything of the like. So I don't need to be super strict about tucking them in really tight. That's my tension. See my little swirl. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Take a sip. I swear, if I get one more notification telling me that I have a software update on my phone. I get it. I get it, phone. I know. You don't have to tell me 18,000 times. When I did my first full coverage project, which is still in progress, by the way, it's actually, I think, the only whip I really have left. It's real natural for me to do cross country. That was the instinct. That was the default setting with no instruction and no concept for what was possible. That was the natural inclination, was to take a color and stitch that color until I ran out of that color. And then either get more or go to a different color at that point. But when I did Littlest Fairy, which a slideshow of that will be coming out soon. Man, I have too many different video projects in the burner. I need to like stop and work on just one. I have an animated one that's in the burner that I'm currently drawing all the stills for. I have the various Stitch With Me's. I have the Subnautica stream. I have the Sing Song stream. It is wild. But anyways, when I did Littlest Fairy, oh yeah, I have the Littlest Fairy thing. When I did Littlest Fairy, I ran into issues. Well, I had already discovered, so I found Karen Needlebug's diagonal. My sister introduced me to it, and she talked about diagonal stitching. So I thought, oh yes, diagonal stitching, yes. So I did diagonal stitching on Littlest Fairy for the first little while, which when I get the slideshow published, if you look at the first few pictures in the slideshow, it will be very apparent that I was just doing diagonal. I mean, it's pretty darn visible. And, okay, what are you? You are star. But truth be told, the main thing that kept me from doing the diagonal continuously forever and ever was the... In fact, I'm just gonna end this thread. It's already been too long. It's been a long day. I'm just gonna end this thread. The loading the needle. Gosh, I've been trying to get to that thought for a long time. The loading and unloading the needle. So not only was the various little threads, you know, all of these hanging threads, not only was that annoying, but on top of all of that, what? That's 32. Oh, that's 32, and I finished off 3807. These are two totally different colors. They just have icons that look nearly identical. That's why. Gosh, I was having a heart attack there for a moment. Except this isn't 32. What is this? Is this... I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. All of that to say that as annoying as the various little threads are. Of course, when I was doing diagonal, I wouldn't have this problem. This whole thing where I've parked a thread and now I have no clue what it is, that was not a thing when I was doing diagonal because everything was kept in such regular order. I didn't have to mark it off. I didn't have to stress about it or worry about it. Everything was where it should be. But the true killer was reloading the needle or the idea of having to have multiple needles. I couldn't do it. The very edge of my hoop here, so there we go, get a little tension. Alright, so I know what that one is. So now let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. I think we're gonna do these S's. Yeah, I think we're gonna try and fill in these little holes before we do the big chunky parts. Let's see, this we're gonna try and fill in these little holes before we do the big chunky parts. The games are live right now. Society of Role-Playing Games. At least that notification bothered to show up on my tablet too, so I could see what it was. Thanks, phone. Leave. Episode 5. Oh, Star Trek Sojourner. Yep, Society of Role-Playing Games. Star Trek Sojourner. Heck yeah. I've got bits and pieces of some of those, but not enough for any long length of time to... I feel like I'm still not getting the feel of it. But that's okay. Thing is stitching in video games, an occasional D&D commentary. As soon as I finish getting the stills drawn for it, that sucker's going live. I've only had the audio for like maybe 2 days. Fully edited audio, and I got probably a good third of the stills drawn today. It's one of those where I feel like I'm making good progress. Like, man, I'm burning through these so much faster than the first time. And then I look at the rest of the checklist of stills that I need, and then I get slowly depressed. Like, oh. Yay, I got 20 stills done. Oh, look, there's 70 more to go. Like 20 is not an insignificant amount, but compared to 50. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stitch. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 stitch. Okay, I'm gonna park that one because I am dubious of its accuracy. When you start getting into the middle of nowhere, like here and here, especially over 2. If this were over 1, that'd be different. But over 2, nah. Over 2 limits my ability to be accurate by almost half. Alright, so let's do some of these hearts. Let's fill in this little bit right here. And if you couldn't tell, this little bit and then this kind of filling in this right here is all I have left. And then the project is actually finished. I'm so close to a finish. I am 98.16%. I'm so close to finish. It'd be a shame if I had to leave before I could finish, but it's 6:14. I'm probably going to have to leave in about 15 minutes or so, and I don't know that I'm going to finish it in 15 minutes. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm super excited. So we play D&D on Saturday, and this is actually for one of my players who is playing a sorcerer, an elven sorcerer. And so, while I won't have a frame in on time, it'd be really cool to have her show up to D&D and be like, I think the last time she saw it was when I had, like, the last time she saw this project, I had, like, part of this dice done and, like, a little bit of this scroll done. Like, literally, it was just kind of this right here. And that was the last time she saw it. So, I'm looking forward to, showing her the completed piece. I think she'll really like it. I mean, she saw the concept art. She saw the sticker. I mentioned last time when I was stitching that I had actually purchased stickers from a shop. That's what this design comes from. It's a sticker that I just then uploaded to Flosscross and turned into a cross-stitch pattern. And she has the sticker, actually. I gave each of the players their respective stickers, and she took the sticker and stuck it on this adorable little notebook that she keeps all her notes in. It's not an 8x5. What's the common notebook size? You know, like the little pocket flip notebooks? It's gotta be like 5x3 or something close to that. So she has a little notebook like that, like a leather-bound notebook binder thingy with a leather cover. It's really pretty, actually. So when I gave her the sorcerer sticker, she stuck that on there. What's really great about working on these is that it has the actual hit dice for each class on it. So we were playing not last Saturday. People were sick, so we missed last Saturday. But the Saturday before that, we were playing. And, just mark that off. We were playing, and somebody was asking me what their hit dice was, because they were going to take a short rest, and they were going to spend their hit dice. And I, like, conjured this image in my mind of these stickers, and I said, oh, it's a D8. It's a rogue, and a rogue has D8, so I was like, oh, it's a D8. Then they were like, cool, thank you. And I was like, you want to know how I know that? And I gestured at the sticker I gave them, and I was like, that sticker, that's your hit dice. And the ranger, who also has a D8, was like, wait, what? And he pulled out his sticker, and he looked at it, and he was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. So now we all remember the appropriate hit dice for each class, thanks to this little cross-stitch project and those little stickers. The artificer is a D8. They're all D8s except for the sorcerer. It's the only non-D8 in the group. It was a good time. They went to a festival. They performed. I think the last session was still the one from the follow-up Notions video that I did because people were sick, and then I had like a birthday party, and there's just been all kinds of events going on. We don't always get to play necessarily every single week. There's just, you know, we all have lives. We're all adults. There's crap going on, but We still try to play as much as we can. We shoot for every week, and then if something pops up, it pops up. But we aim for every week. I heard Gemma stitches, although I have not dug further into it. But I caught tail of her last... Was it last or second to last? Probably second to last stitch with me. She talked about not closing in a stitch. She has a method of stitching that I don't think is quite cross-country, not quite diagonal, not quite block by block. And she mentioned, or the small snippet I caught was not closing in a stitch. And I thought about that a little bit. I need to go back and see more of what her technique actually calls for. But I've had pretty good luck thus far. Don't really have any complaints. I was even successfully able to do the 1/1 without having any slipping. In fact, I didn't even really know that was a thing, but I also have not done a ton of 1/1. I've barely even hardly attempted it. My Mirabilia is the first skin 1/1 that I've really tried. And this actually does have 1/1. All of these letters, the dark... Scoot this forward. All of the dark in the letters here is all actually 1/1. Hopefully you can semi-see it on camera because you can see the fluffiness of these stitches and then the not so fluffiness of those stitches. So. Yeah, for little hooped projects like this, my Velka Patoki stance is actually really good. It's actually really good. Don't know about the teacup needle minder, though. I have a love-hate relationship with this teacup needle minder. I mean, it's adorable as all get out. How can you not love... I'll pull him back down on camera. I showed him on camera once before. How can you not love him? I mean, he is just straight up the cutest thing. Turn him up a little bit, see if I can turn him. He's hard to turn, but he is the cutest thing ever. But at the same time, he sticks up real big and he weighs a lot, so to speak. You can usually tell where he's sitting on the work because the tension that's nice and smooth will suddenly kind of push in a little bit right where he's sitting. And he doesn't really, if I come back over, if I show you where the needle actually sits, like once in a while I'll actually stick the needle in the cup just for giggles, but it's not, I mean, it stays, but it's not super stable. Most of the time I try to set it along the edge of the cup, but because it's way more stable that way. It barely moves. I don't know. There's it's a family thing, kind of an inside thing, but when me and my sister were growing up, the going thing was I was pink and she was blue, so everything that we had in double because, you know, we're sisters and you give siblings the same, you know, everything we got in double, only I got the pink version and she got the blue version. So I found on Etsy these teacup needle minders, and sure enough, one was pink and one was blue, and I just couldn't turn it down. So I actually got it for her for Christmas. It's like, here's your Christmas present. You know, da-da-da-da-da. And she's actually the one who first... she already had a silver teacup, so I got it for her because she had a silver teacup, so I thought, here's more teacups for your collection. And she actually pointed out, hey, have you noticed how one's pink and one's blue? I was like, oh man, that's too perfect. So she actually gave me the pink one. It's her Christmas present, mind. She gave me the pink one. And it was just too cute. So I have to stitch with it, especially as we're doing whip go together. Oh, I just couldn't not stitch with it. And it's not bad. It's not an awful needle minder. It's just, I kind of do appreciate having flat ones. So we're gonna finish the hearts all the way up across here. At least for a bit. And we've got some holes to fill. So this is probably going to be off kilter. Yeah, it's going to be off kilter. So I'm going to have to do my best. This harkens back to said mistake that I made. And truth be told, kind of can't really find where the mistake actually happened. Like, I have where I think it happened, but it doesn't entirely check out. And so, for all I know, the mistake happened up in here somewhere, up on the edge of the scroll. Because I went and I did the scroll across this way first, did everything else, and now I'm coming back around down here. So, it's very possible that something else more nefarious is going on there. Have a free one. Right. Oops, bump once again. My mic. Everybody's eardrums. Nice to get this finished though. Not. We are going out. So that bad boy. So that bad boy. 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, we are back on count somehow. Normally I'm more exact with my count than this. Go figure, right when I'm in the middle of trying to either finish up a project / actually recording it in a way that I've never recorded my stitching before. That's when my count will be horrendously off. You know what? Sometimes our stitching is just off. Heck, in Littlest Fairy, there's a pretty egregious mistake that everyone I've shown it to can't find. But I can tell you exactly where it is. And I say egregious because it's not that I messed up my count, it's that I had the wrong color. So, if that video, or I should say when that video of all of the images of the progress of Littlest Fairy go up, when it gets to the final image, pause it and take a look. And you'll probably sit there and go, I don't see it, I don't see it. But on her foot, one of her feet, there's a spot where she has these kind of dark... Oh, see, that's what I did. I messed up these 3 right here. They're supposed to be kind of up and over. There's where I messed up. So this is actually supposed to go here. Yep. No, I duly messed up those 3, so I'm gonna fix those. Oh, and that sounds like other people's coming in the door, so I don't think we're gonna quite make a finish this time, but we're very, very close. I'm going to just go ahead and take care of those buggers off camera, and then I'll catch up with you guys next time.